We are live.
Yes, yes.
Good
Good
evening, Ford.
evening.
Team Ford.
Make it easy for you this today, yeah?
Easy for me today. Yes, cool. That's the second round. Team Ford, a videographer, a spoken word artist. He attended the London Metropolitan University.
I didn't. I went to
Sorry, sorry,
Middlesex
Middlesex
University.
University.
I'm
Sorry
getting
about
in
that.
trouble now.
That's cool. And he also an actor,
Also went to Greenwich University as well
and he also went to Greenwich University.
for my masters.
Ford is quite versatile in many ways because he have that limitless thoughts or limitless thinking, which makes him quite diverse or multiverse in his thing.
Mm.
Tim Ford, welcome.
Thank you, Yash. Thank you for having me on again.
Yes, last time we had a very inspiring and very thought-provoking discussion,
Mm.
and I think it was very important to bring you back again on the channel
Okay.
for us to expand our
Mm.
discussion, but this time with a different topic,
Of course.
which we're looking at spirituality and AI.
Mm.
And where do you see the world is heading to with the way that AI is being utilized in the world today?
Mm. I think the last time we spoke, I used the analogy of using AI like a telescope to see further into the distance. So AI, I believe, is or at least should be used to be able to make things make things actualize things, if that makes sense. Make things that seem so far away from you a lot closer to you because you now have access to people, to stuff, to questions, to historical knowledge, at least whatever was fed into the, AI or the chat GPT or whatnot. So yeah, I think it's interesting. It's an interesting journey. I do think it's like the internet. It's one of those things that if you don't jump on it, you will be left behind. I don't think AI is going away anytime soon. I do believe AI is probably here to stay, to be fair.
AI is here to stay, which is a fact. At the same
Mm,
time,
hmm
statistically, it's been said that
mm.
is that children using AI
Mm.
to write to all of
Essays.
the essays for them,
Mm.
music for them. You cannot make distinction between the two if you're not savvy enough and understanding AI. Is that a
Mm.
good thing? Because like anything else, people always push beyond to
Mm.
maximize to make
Of
life
course.
easier for them. Is that a
Of
good
course.
thing for the world?
Um, I think I think in terms of if you can just imagine what someone would use AI for, chat GPT or whatnot, would be to better themselves or at least get them, through the door. The point is when you're in the door, have you got the experience to max exactly what you've just had chat GPT write for you? Did you go too far in terms of the information that you told or put into your resume, your CV that you have? Did you go way too far? Now they're like, yeah, we're in the field. Let's say you're what's it called? Your DP, your director of photography or whatever, and you put this great, amazing CV together, a resume together via Chat GPT. I filmed this, I filmed that, and when it comes down to it, you're on set and they'll be like, oh, what's it called? Can you get the AC to get me a 85 millimeter, blah, blah. Like, if you haven't chat GPT'd every single scenario that's going to happen on that day, or you're not knowledgeable, you're going to fall, you're going to be sacked. They'll get rid of you. Do you understand? So I think it's there is that level. So 'cause I think specifically what you're saying is when the children are using it for, education, or trying to get essays done and stuff like that, how do you differentiate, from a good essay, or AI essay, or the person's actual essay, and there's no plagiarism, sort of in place. I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, there's some school systems that are able to check work that's being done via AI or via Chat GPT. I do believe, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm thinking we're more advanced than we are, but I want to say I read somewhere where it says
They have
that
access, yeah,
it
that access,
can.
yeah, they can.
Okay. Yeah. Mm. So yeah, so I think, because I think where I'm guessing you want me to take the conversation to is, because I think the original topic was something like AI and spirituality, right?
Yes.
So, so I think when you are, no, I think when you are faced with, say, AI and creativity, yeah, it's now down to your descriptive words. It's now down to the way you describe the art that you want to see, yeah, to the AI for it to give you exactly what it wants to give you. So if you if you believe in realism and believe in what's here, what's now, or someone that's giving you a real idea that's from their soul, that's just like, doesn't even matter AI, blah blah. It's like there's beauty in the way that work is done, and blah blah. Yeah. Um, man, what am I trying to say? I think is the easy way to do it. I personally would prefer work that's done by a real artist than AI. Like this painting behind me, the Africans, two brothers, not brothers, but two Kenyan brothers that I know, that basically, and I hate when this happens when I'm trying to remember their name. Their name is just kind of coming out of my head. Africans. It's been such a long time that I've mentioned their name. The name is actually probably at the bottom of the back of that painting there. It's like, for instance, like with the painting, I remember saying to them, I used to manage a bashment artist, Gabriella Walker, and we were going to shoot a music video, and I wanted a painting on the wall of the apartment that we were using. It was like this white apartment, and I wanted to put a painting on there. And I said, "Oh, I played the two guys the track, and I said basically, um, you know, I said, what can you be inspired by when you listen to this track? What can you know what I mean? It's an intricate picture where you actually see, there's a female figure at the front, and there's almost like an invisible male figure at the back that's got his hand over her, protecting her type thing. Um, and what I guess I'm trying to say, what I'm saying is, you can't you can't necessarily get this type of style. I guess you can get any type of style with AI, but I think it's the integrity of the person that owns, say, the painting, or that's bought a painting from an artist and says, yeah, I know that's an original piece. I know that's not like an AI. Someone could copy it, but I think it's just down to the individual. It's down to your taste. If you like an AI sort of type painting or whatnot, that it's more or less, it can be redone, or can be done in an instance. Um, in an instant, I feel like it takes the value away from it. It being AI. If it's a real person, their blood and sweat and tears, and them painting, trying to get that idea and stuff like that, then the picture is worth something. Do you know what I mean? I paid money for that picture. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
paid money for that picture to
yeah,
so I can take it away from the artist, not take it away from the still the artist's work. I guess just it's one of these things where when the artist gets, you know, becomes famous, like let's say this painting would be worth more than what I paid for it. Do you know what I mean? But
100%.
then it's that whole history behind the painting, the whole why it was created, and it's almost like, you know, moving forward shooting music videos, it'll be great to sort of connect artists, you know, visual painting, sorry, painting artists and visual artists, and collaborate and have like a beautiful painting. I think Andy Warhol did it with Jay-Z, you know, that kind of thing, where it's a beautiful mix of arts, you know. So I think, in my personal opinion, when it comes to art and when it comes to creativity, I believe the mind wins all the time. You know, spirituality in a sense wins all the time. What you've been given by the highest consciousness, which is God, in every different language, it's what's been given to you. You know, AI, you are now the what's it called, the creator now, that you can now create on a different medium. Yeah. So anybody can almost be a creator now if you are very good with words and descriptive words and trying to say, I want it to look like this and blah blah. The AI is making you, is almost like a, you know, a times a million soup to your creativity. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Um, so yeah, that's kind of my thing. I think you know, that's my thing with AI and spirituality when it comes to creativity like this.
Okay, as an artist,
Mm,
you would have to put your soul in it, your heart in it.
mm,
You think because AI is soulless,
mm,
the essence in which it you AI produce that piece of artwork or something, it will not be as connected, or is it that we are the connection because AI cannot connect the
without us.
essence that we are?
Mm,
So where you put your heart into it, and it will send a thunderous sound out to
mm,
source because you've
mm,
come from source.
mm.
AI is a
We are the source.
secondary medium that
Mm,
we use in order to times things, like you say, by 1,000.
mm,
Okay. Do you think when that product come out of AI, it is soulless? It is just there because they because in marketing, supply and demand,
mm,
the easier you make it, the less value it have. Is it that it? So I'm asking you the question: is it
mm.
that because it's soulless, it don't have any essence, any value in it, like if you create it on with somebody's spirit and soul?
No, absolutely. I think I more or less answered that like in a previous one as well. It is definitely soulless, and I think it does depend on what medium you're trying to show it off on, if that makes sense. It's like if you're trying to if you're doing an animation piece and you're attempting to sell it to the BBCs, the Channel 4s, and blah blah, like they take that. It's a good piece. Is it a good storyline? They don't care that AI made it and blah blah. If it's animation, obviously there's this. There was like what's it called? I can't think of the term, placards and whatnot in during, just I think after lockdown, against sort of AI, and everyone in Hollywood in a sense, and writers stopped writing and stuff like that because of the fact of AI, you know, wanting to take over and stuff like that, as in AI taking over the studio spaces, because it guess is making things cheaper for studios and stuff like that.
Mhm.
um can't remember my point. My point has just come out of my head. um I think when it comes to AI, spirituality, creating something, and the worthiness of it, I literally believe it just depends on what medium you want that particular AI thing to be on. Like as I said, I think last time we spoke, like the integrity of a spoken word artist or a poet to say you want to use AI to construct your poem. I just can't do it. I can't, like, my integrity as an artist, for me to sort of say, yeah, yeah, man, that's my piece, dude. Like, man, put it through, don't even, lie, or don't even pretend that I put it, or pretend that I didn't put it through Chat GPT and say, yeah, that's my piece. Nah, I couldn't sit with that. I couldn't live with that. Do you know what I mean? That's just me as an artist. But I think with other scenarios, let's say you're using ChatGPT or AI to help you construct a film. The story is essentially yours, but you want to find out, how do I get into the room with this sort of production company or this people here, or how do I get, excuse me, a synopsis done, or how do I get, my scripts done? How do I make it tighter? What I'm attempting to do here is to make this scene a little bit more emotional, you know? Like, how do you do that? Like, I think it just depends. It depends on how far you want to take it in terms of using AI. I can hear your background. I think there's a TV or something in the background.
No, sorry, no, I'm with the TV then. No,
Oh,
no.
okay. Okay.
Cool, yes. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to TV there. So what I was asking
Okay.
you again now, because
Hmm.
the children now have gotten so used to AI,
Hmm.
what happens to them? Does it make them hollow? Because the more they utilize those mediums and they see how easy things can come together without putting the blood, sweat, and tears like you would have,
Hmm.
make them hollow. What kind of world are we facing? And soon, will they call AI? Will AI become a savior for them because we are stepping now into uncharted ground?
I mean, that's kind of what they said about the internet. Like being connected, the World Wide Web, the three W's. Someone tried to connect it with uh, the what's it called, the beast, or side of the beast, or whatnot.
Yeah.
The all knowing, sort of medium of whatever it is, juju, wherever they called it. So um, I think it's just one of those things that, can you hear the motorbike?
No, it's on the
I
road.
can,
It's
okay.
outside.
Yeah,
Outside.
yeah, yeah. So it's one of those things where um it's a case of moving forward. It's a case of um how to utilize it. Do the kids become soulless with it? Do they become slower? Do smartphones make us dumber? Yeah, there is a essence of it, of us, or some of our children or children's children being, in a sense, soulless. But there are going to be some, they're just going to be like, nah. Real artists are going to be like, nah. The integrity, the ones that want to make money, they're going to make money, like, with it or whatnot. But it totally depends. It's open market, man. It's open market.
Yes, but again, you're right, it's
Mm,
open market, but
mm,
who are the beneficiaries of that open market? Because you may make a pound, but at the end of the day,
mm,
I could recall many years ago,
mm.
all of us could have remembered 24 numbers without
Yeah, and
without the
mobile numbers.
yeah, mobile numbers. Today,
Absolutely.
we can remember two, and that is
Mm.
how regressive we have
Of
become.
course, of course.
And we do not even have the amount of tools that we have
Mm,
today. It wasn't out
mm,
yet. Today we
mm,
have tools where you could talk to that thing and that
mm,
thing will follow your instructions.
mm,
How hollow we will get, how regressive we will get with
mm,
all that tools amounts us. So when I say
mm,
soulless, just for the artist alone is one section of society.
mm,
How about the people in the offices? Today,
mm,
there is statistically, they say that
mm,
50% of secretaries cannot construct a letter.
mm.
They don't even, they cannot
Yeah.
even, they don't even, they can't even not, they can't even use the English as effectively as
Mm.
prior to
Yeah.
the spell. They can't even spell. So
Hmm.
I'm looking at those small steps
Hmm.
that we have been walking in
Hmm.
blindly,
Hmm.
and looking at where we are going to,
Yeah.
and today we have AI, which is 100 times crazy.
Mm.
What will be the outcome of us and our children coming up? Our children today want to be in a room whole day on the games.
Mm.
You see, if they haven't got the phone, they feel like they
Mm.
haven't got life.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it based on that perspective.
No, absolutely. I think what we have failed to recognize is the reset that's happened to us during COVID, and the reset just made us more internal. It made us not want to really go anywhere. It made the children and a lot of us adults want to go into more the internet sort of spaces, like the TikTok spaces, more doing podcasts and Instagram lives and stuff like that. We survived on the Instagram lives and whatnot, and we were almost indoctrinated into accepting that as the new life. So if you think about all the different types of channels or mediums or platforms that really made a lot of money during lockdown, Zoom I think was one of the biggest one at the time.
Mhm.
Then now when
Amazon,
you look at say again,
Amazon also.
exactly, Amazon, the packages and the deliveries and stuff like that. So you tend to now see that it's it's easy to see where this could easily have been just like a construct, something that was put together, a plan that was put together, nicely neated, so that we can just be easily controlled. We can easily be, in one particular place where we're made in a sense. Like it's almost like TikTok being like some sort of a CIA agent or some sort of a thing to learn. Imagine the whole idea of TikTok could have been like some AI program that's thought of by someone else to gather enough information, excuse me, on the human being. Yeah. And you can see my filmmaker mind. That's how I think. Imagine that's what AI was made for. TikTok and whatnot. It almost like it prompts you to, you haven't gone live, We want to see what you're doing. Like, what are you doing? Like, oh yeah, like music. Like if AI was to attempt to take over or whatever, they'll probably come through a music route or something like that. Like what I'm saying doesn't necessarily make sense right now, but it's like if it was AI was studying everything that kind of came onto everyone's timelines and TikToks and stuff like that, they'd be like, okay, this is what we do. All right, cool. It's just interesting to me. It's just interesting to me just to sort of see how um, everyone has been indoctrinated, making it okay to stay inside and not want to go out, like plastered and being hypnotized by a device, a smartphone or smart device that you know what's it oxymoronically makes us freaking dumb. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's
but
just
again,
these kind of things.
yeah, but again,
Mm.
when we call those little pieces of toys smart,
Hmm. Yeah, it's on purpose.
what kind
It's
of
a play on
what?
words.
Because we are the gods speaking
Yeah,
things into reality. We use
yeah,
those words like smartphone, smart this,
hmm,
smart that, and
yeah,
and those ideas emanate from us.
yeah.
So are we allowing things? Our word becomes our bond. Are we giving those things authority and power over us? And so if the AIs, because I will say one thing to you after you finish answer the question.
Okay, I'll start question again. Like what?
When we call
Hmm.
when we call a phone smart,
Hmm.
is it smart? Smart according to who? Smart according to the maker, smart according to they could
Mm.
use it as a weapon,
Mm.
smart according to they can listen to us at will,
Mm.
smart is because it's controlled by somebody else, smart
Mm.
is because that all your data on the phone, the pictures, it goes uh into the clouds, smart
Hmm.
according to who? Because when they say
Hmm.
smartphone, that's a coded language.
Of
And
course.
we use those words willy-nilly, but
Mm.
realizing that smart according to who?
Mm. Of course. I think it's important to see when words are being used or when someone is casting a spell on you. Like it's very important. If someone is casting a spell on you, and what I mean by that is literally by using, even before I even go to the word smart, there's so many words from a few years from when I was a teenager to my 20s that that flipped. Oh, that's wicked. Yeah, man, that's wicked. Like that's bad.
Yes, yes.
And and the thing is, it's like, what does that do when we change that language, that
Hmm.
rhetoric? What is that actually doing? That at the same time is that's basically making us cast the bad spells against us.
Hmm.
You know, so anything that we're saying, if you're saying that's wicked, what does that do to your brain? What does that do to the signaling of your brain that, okay, so whatever is wicked is good. So okay, wicked is good now.
Yes,
Okay, bad is now good now. Oh, smart is now dumb now.
yes.
Oh, so I do believe it's something that it is not something that is just by accident, because you can't, we cannot say that a higher being made us and made everything around us, and for us to now say that it hasn't been engineered for us to do what we're doing or speak the way we're speaking or whatnot. Alexa, stop. See, she's getting annoyed because I'm joking. The motion detected in the Ross. Rare, rare, rare. Shut up.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I know. And
but
so
yeah,
with that girl Alexia, I
be
mean,
careful
in the house, she's one that listens to everything
to
you say,
everything, to
everything
everything,
you, and
everything.
then she is now creating
The marketing
a
strategy.
personality of
Yeah, she knows
you,
who you are.
who you
Yeah,
are, and the
yeah,
marketing strategy to know what you want,
mm,
when, how, because
yeah,
she's she is she is not discreet at all. Because ever so often she would answer you without even ask her a question. Where we
yeah.
going to, man? Where are we going to? Where are we heading to? That's a serious question.
Um, I think it's important to understand, have an inner understanding, have an over understanding of self. Once you are comfortable with self and you have those levels of your consciousness like aligned, you just know yourself, you understand yourself, you have an inner understanding of yourself and an overstanding of yourself. Doesn't matter what anyone can bring to you and say to you that can take you off your path. Just long as you're on the right path. There's people that are gonna fall off the wayside. There's people that are gonna be, they're gonna be disciplined enough and love themselves enough, because discipline equals love, and to go on a straight and narrow, to not use the wide path as it says in the Bible. Yeah, to use the narrow path. The narrow path is about discipline. That straight line is about discipline. So some of us are gonna fall and some of us are gonna rise. That's just what it is. And when I mean rising, I mean you just do the best. You're basically vibrating in the highest consciousness of yourself. You're you're moving in this world like a light being. Yeah, a light being having a human experience, and you're doing it on the highest level of your consciousness. Or you're gonna just be, on the lowest, darkest vibration of yourself. So yeah, it just depends what path you choose, and the choice is literally yours.
Yeah, I hear. I'm hearing what you're saying. Um, Being here, I know
Mm,
all of us have, all of us are part of the puzzle.
of course.
Some will fall by the wayside.
Mm,
Some will become sacrifice for others
mm-hmm,
to earn. Some will become pawns for others to play.
mm-hmm,
And all of us have our journey here.
yeah.
But as spiritual beings,
Mm-hmm,
when we get so submerged
mm-hmm,
into things that
mm,
we can talk to, ask
mm-hmm,
it questions,
mm-hmm,
ask it to do things,
mm-hmm.
are we now crossing the two lines? and merging it into one.
The two lines of.
Spirituality and artificial intelligence. Are we crossing the two? You know, because um, for the extremists, they
Mm,
would talk to it.
mm,
Tell me about God, what God is.
mm,
How can God do this? You see, you could see gradually, and it's a slow process. A
mm,
few years ago, we would never think there would be something called AI that would be so advanced.
mm,
Today, what happened the next 30, 40, 50 years?
mm,
Because you could see where it's heading to. And I am wondering if we are now crossing the line
mm,
of merging into become one. And that's the
mm.
question.
Um, I mean, it depends in terms of what merging into one. I think the only way AI and human consciousness can merge into one is well, what is this other term? I can't remember exactly the term, but just imagine it's almost like an uploaded consciousness. So the only way that them two things can come together, and I'm being conscious of what I know what I'm saying in terms of this is probably possible already, where it's a case of, a millionaire dies and he uploads his consciousness onto a particular system, and connects it. Listen, there's an animation. I can't remember exactly the name of it. There's an animation about that. So it's almost like to hide those those little things in things they'll be like, nah, man,
The
them things are for
the leap
kids.
into science.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
yes,
they're just making you prepare. They're just making you aware.
yes,
Like
preparing you. Yes, yeah, yeah,
it's preparing you for what's possible. They've
yes,
talked about uploading a consciousness onto a computer. We've seen sci-fi movies about it.
yes.
If
Black
it's
Mirror movie.
sci-fi, it more or less means it's possible
Yes,
already.
yes.
They're just trying to pretend it's sci-fi. Yeah, it's probably possible already.
So that's what I'm coming to. Because
Yeah.
if
Mm,
they could hollow people out,
mm,
if they could use AI,
mm,
plot your
mm,
thinking,
mm,
anticipate what you'll think,
mm,
okay?
mm.
Is that not crossing each other, making humans into not cyborgs, making them
Into androids
into
almost.
androids?
Mm.
And that's the crossing I'm talking about.
I mean, how do we know that's not possible already? How do you know there's no androids just there already? Like,
There have to be
because the thing
androids
is,
amongst us.
I mean, to be quite honest and make it simplistic as possible, like if you live and die by your phone or your smartphone, you're already an Android. Like it's just simple. It's just like, oh, where do you learn this? You learn that from that. You've already been programmed. You're already an Android already. Your consciousness is not hollow. Is now hollow. You're not thinking for yourself. You're thinking from a perspective of what this AI wave is giving. But see, the other thing is, if wherever you are pulling your water from the well, whatever you're using as your well, whatever AI system it is, and you're getting your water to quench your thirst, which is your knowledge, um, it's up to the individual, I believe. Ask me that question again, because I think I just lost my chain of thought again. Another thought came up at the same time, and
Yeah, what I'm asking you is that
yeah, hmm
if like a few years ago we never anticipated
yeah,
that AI would be as it is today,
yeah,
and the children now
hmm hmm
that are so dependent on
yeah,
that thing are
yeah,
now hollowed in a
yeah.
way.
Right,
Okay.
right, right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yes. So it actually brought me because I was thinking about it earlier. There's a Bruce Willis movie that he acts in it, and he basically is some sort of a police intergalactic. It's not. It's like on this Earth here, but what it is, it's like you are able to pay for a body. Yeah, so it's almost like an insurance thing. So if you were if you were wealthy enough, or you could pay like a monthly subscription, you can get a Tim Ford, which is my body. I'll get my own body, but like made to be like a never, this version never grows old, never does anything. It's an android. It's all it is literally an android with your consciousness, and you control it. You control it like a game, and this is what this film was about. And these people in a sense were so hollow that their version of themselves were out there doing whatever, getting into accidents and blah blah. Oh, that's fine. It's just insurance will just pay for that. Now, the
I
the
think I
the
saw that
system,
movie.
yeah, the system crashed, and everyone started now coming out. Yeah, I can't remember when that movie was, and I think I want to say that that was before COVID. It's like everyone was stuck inside. They didn't want to go out, or they couldn't come out because something happened, or blah blah. They were scared to come out. Is that movie has already told us what's going on, what's happening. Yeah. So it's it's yes, the question to your the answer to your question in terms of, does it make us hollow? Does it make some of us hollow? If you don't have a connection to a lineage of the people that you've come from, you know what I mean? You don't know what your grandmother said to your mom and said to you and blah blah. Then yes, you'll be hollow. Like it it depends on how we are nourishing our young. How are we nourishing our young? How are we um what are we feeding into them so that they don't think, yeah man, I want to do this hollow thing. It's a realization. I think everyone has like their own awakening at their own time. My attempt is to do like a mass what's it called, consciousness, to
A
take
mass
up
awakening.
a mass awakening, like
Yeah.
a oh, there's a particular term for it. Something about elevating our creative consciousness. I can't remember the term.
Yeah.
When I can't hear anything properly, I'm thinking I can't hear myself. But yeah, yeah, it's about that, just to level up the consciousness of everybody. I know there's someone out there that knows exactly what I'm trying to say. But yeah, this is what it is, man. We need to stay alert. We need to know what's going on around us. But at the same time, there's the level between knowing exactly what's happening, being aware, and not falling into the place of letting it rule your life in a sense. Where like a conspiracy theory brother starts talking, everyone's like, all right, okay, it's time to leave. You understand? Here comes this guy with his conspiracies now. So there's a level of somehow making a note, visual note, voice note, or written note of what you can feel or what you can see, the way the world is going, and write about it. Put in a spoken word, or put in a book, whatever.
Yeah. I asked you a question a while ago about,
Yeah.
are we crossing in
Mm.
between AI and spirituality?
Mm.
And you said it will not happen.
Yeah.
Some of us come and some of us will be participant in that transition.
Yeah.
And yet still, if you look at the way our children have phones,
Hmm.
in the cradle, they have a phone and they can't even talk that, and they're watching the phone
iPads and whatnot. Yeah, to
on the
watch. Yeah.
iPad. And those
Yeah.
children now, brains are being
Mm.
developed
Hmm.
one side because what you see from small
Hmm.
shape your reality.
Yeah. Of course.
And the children now losing
Mm.
that observation by looking at the mom, observing
Hmm.
certain things
They
because
don't get
our
to look at their mum anymore,
no
type thing.
and the dad, they
Mm.
don't get to
Mm.
listen to the mom and dad.
Mm.
So now they are more distracted by the person that are creating the reality for them.
Mm.
And from 0 to 7, if
Hmm.
that's what they always do, that is
Hmm.
what they will want to practice when they get older.
Of course.
The new
Of
generation of
course.
children coming up today, because they never heard a mom talk, they
Mm.
hear the cartoons. And the cartoons was not made to develop them, it made to hack into who they are
Hmm.
from 0 to 7. You capture them young, then you
Hmm.
capture them for life.
Yeah.
Okay, if the
Hmm.
parents cannot bring them back. So all I'm
Hmm.
saying that is, we have an explosion of children or beings now crossing to become hollow workers because if they don't have that AI, that thing,
They don't have the AI, or they don't have.
they don't have the thing that connected to the AI, the machine,
Mm,
like the phone or the
yeah.
computer or the chat
Yeah.
GPT or
Yeah.
those
Will, will,
tools.
will, will they? Would it
Will
basically
they
make
not?
them lazy? Basically.
No, no, but when you no, but if you don't use it, you lose it.
Hmm.
And that's
That.
what is
Hmm.
happening. You
Hmm.
see? So will that not make them hollow workers? We'll have
Mm,
a it will be like a virus of hollow workers.
yeah.
Okay, and where they will
Yeah.
no longer have use
Hmm.
in the society because they don't have the thinking
Hmm.
in order to make a society. We let not be a crossing or merging of human
Mm.
and machine.
Uh, I do believe again it's down to discipline. It's down to whatever path you take. Not all the lemons are gonna run off the cliff at the same time. There are some free thinkers like ourselves that won't necessarily just follow a pack because someone they think this is the new fad or whatever. But at the same time, it's almost like you have to keep one eye on what's going on so that you're not kind of left at the wayside at the same time.
Mhm.
But it's like it's a case of if you know, you know. If you're meant to know, you will know. If you're not meant to know, you're gonna not know. It's about whoever, um, in a sense of whoever comes across a particular message and is ready to receive. If you're not ready to receive, there's certain messages to guide you in the direction that you want to go, then you're just not ready. There's some that are gonna just be lost, and there's some that are just not going to be. That's just what it is. It just depends on discipline. It just depends on, you know, what you've been trained to do from young age. Because we'll talk about 0 to 7, like the way you 0 to 2, your the child is watching the mom, watching the dad, and trying to figure out, not even trying to figure out, just watching, just taking in information. 2 to 7, they're now starting to copy. Now if you're doing whatever you are doing in front of you in terms of the iPad or your parents put in front of you, if it's not to train your brain, then you going to fall off the wayside. You're just not going to be able to I don't know. It just depends on your goals. It depends on the individual. It depends on what you want to do. Um, but I
But
understand what you mean about that. There's people be
yeah, but
hollow and
again,
blah blah.
yeah, but again,
Mm,
we find
mhm.
purpose
Yeah,
within our environment because what
absolutely.
shapes us is from our ancestors,
Of
our
course.
environment, our
Yeah.
parents, our
Mm,
society. All that
mhm.
makes us who we are.
Of
And if
course.
the whole society walking towards the cliff, and you
Not
as a
everybody. Not everybody's
parent,
gonna. Yeah.
I understand that is true.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
again, when it hits home,
Hmm.
that's when it comes hard
Yeah.
for us, you know.
Hmm.
And that's the thing about it.
Hmm.
And then to the children, many children cannot even have a conversation. You would meet one on the road. That's how are
Hmm.
you?
Hmm.
I'm okay. And they cannot have a
Yeah.
conversation. They cannot
Hmm.
articulate themselves.
Hmm.
They cannot solve problems.
Hmm.
They cannot face society because they stay within. They become an android so connected
Hmm.
to the phone that they cannot have a normal conversation
Hmm.
with other people, with their peers.
Hmm.
Okay, and and then we could see where society is heading to, who
Hmm.
is controlling it,
Hmm.
who are the who are the Merovingian
Hmm.
that controlling that thing, who are the key makers that are
Hmm.
controlling those children, who are the creator that creating the reality that we are facing into, and these are the questions.
I think it's just like a case of where the parents, wherever the parents are. I mean, you know what? It's 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 gonna be one of these things where we cannot save the world. We really can't. It's impossible to save the world. The only thing that is possible is to save yourself. Or like, that whole term charity begins at home. They weren't just saying it to be like, oh, look after your home and be able to, and then later give to people outside. It actually also means about the charity of your brain, your mind, your mindset. Um, how sort of how how exposed are you in terms of your mindset to things around you? How intelligent are you, emotional as well as just being intelligent, book smart or whatnot, street smart or whatnot? I think it just depends on the individual. It just depends on the individual. I think that's just I don't even know if I answered that question, but
I
it just depends
No,
on the
that's fair
individual.
enough. I understand what
Yeah,
you're saying.
yeah.
At the same time,
Mm.
if the individual
Yo,
do not
that was
have,
it. So when you were talking about like the kids, you saying like the kids are not some of the children, not kids, some of the children are not able to articulate themselves.
yes,
Sometimes it might not just be a case of articulation to yourself. It might just be the fact that because you're an elder, they find it difficult to, because it's now a parent. Like sometimes you could find like if a child is unable to communicate with you like that, what's going on at home? What's going on with the teachers? Is that child probably able to communicate with his or her peers? You know what I mean? Like on the bus, they like proper chatting and da, 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 like
yeah.
you know. So it's not necessarily a case of because it's a bit, it can become a little bit difficult to try and figure out exactly what's going on in front of you when a child is in front of you. Are there some emotional sort of difficulties or emotional sort of things going on? Is that child a little bit, is dealing with has some confidence issues or whatnot? There are so many different things that are there, and it's considerably difficult to assess and say that this is exactly why that particular child or this particular child is like this. Um, I think, as I said, that the best thing that we have to do is just look after our own backyard, look after, the whole charity begins at home. We can only do what we can do for ourselves. And I believe it's just like what we do for ourselves and how we live our lives it's seen by others, and they will be what's it called? Like the cheddar advert, like where one man's cutting cheddar piece, a postman sees the cheddar and goes, "Ooh, I want some of that cheddar." Next scene, he's having cheddar with something else and blah blah. It's like with the whole just do as I, when they say don't do as I say kind of thing, but I honestly say do as I do. When you do on a
Do what I
level,
say, but don't do as I do.
yeah, but then realistically, that needs to be changed the other way. Do as I
Exactly.
do.
Yeah.
So when you're doing something and you're the person that's in charge of a family, you're a parent, a father, a mother, whatever, whatever. Doing what you're doing is so important for your children to see, because your children they'll look up to you. They'll see what's going on, and they'll be like, I want to be like my dad, or I don't want to be like my dad. I don't want to be like my mom. I don't want to be like my. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Uh,
So.
yeah.
Mm,
Let me ask you.
mhm,
Look at the I know. Look at churches today.
mhm.
Look at the Abrahamic faith today.
Yes,
That's not spirituality. That's
Judaism,
religion.
of
When you
course.
look at religion,
Hmm.
where can you see it heading to? And um,
Hmm.
where do you see it heading to? Because a lot of those very religious people rely on the same tools
Hmm.
that would change them from the idol worshiping, from the
Hmm.
idol believing
Hmm.
in. So sorry, believing. Where do you see
Hmm.
that heading to?
Um, what the word I was attempting to remember earlier was collective consciousness.
Collective consciousness.
Yeah, we are all literally waking up. We
When you
see
say
the
we, what do you mean?
BS. When I say we, there is a slow uprise of collective consciousness in terms of people waking up to the BS of dogma type religion. At least some people are waking up because
Mhm.
it's so. it can be difficult sometimes to try and move away from any types of religion because it's indoctrinated in you from from birth, and your parents' parents and parents' parents and whatnot. If we're talking specifically about the black folk, we will take it back all the way to to sort of slavery, where it's a case of if you take someone's spirituality away, they're lost. Who do they follow? Who do they who they want to who do they want to believe in? So it's literally being made. Religion is made as a sense of control. It's a sense of taking spirituality out of it and making it religion, making it, understanding that, the Catholic Church, when they first started with tithing, it was about tax. It was tax to the Roman Emperor at the time and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
Peter, yeah, Peter, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's
Peter's
one of
penny.
those things. Say again?
Peter's, I think it's Peter's penny.
Yes. Peter's
Yeah,
Pelly. Is it Penny?
penny, 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 like
Penny. Right.
penny. Yeah,
Yeah. So it's like that tax. So and what they've done is taken away from taking the spirituality out of it, just made it a dogma, made it something that they can make money from it, made it something that they can tax.
a business.
A business, absolutely, because when you look at the church and when you look at the sources of information, like when it comes to religion is a very, very powerful tool. Media is a very, very powerful tool. The schools, very, very powerful tools. If you are not in control of these three things within your people will perish. It's as simple as that. And it's just one of these things where if we do not find ourselves, our individualities within melanated people, and not all skin folk are kinfolk, yeah, that's something else we need to overstand, yeah. But we just need to raise our consciousness. We need to be aware. We need to be disciplined. And I see the difference between when within say my training regime when I go to the gym. I see the difference between when I'm not disciplined to when I'm disciplined, but at the same time it's a yin and yang. There's in every good is a bad, in every bad is a good. Like there's sometimes when I might fall off the side, like the balance of me training and whatnot is like this. I have to be the one that is what's the term when you are of yourself, um
What do you mean by of yourself?
accountable. When
Accountable.
you're
Okay,
accountable
accountable to
and
yourself.
you actually say like yo, because accountability and discipline is love to yourself.
Hmm.
But I believe what a lot of religion has done is probably some religion have woven it into the way to control the masses, in certain sects of people, especially. But I can only say, I guess, in terms of black folk, when you just look at the fact that if we had one religion and it was an African spirituality, or it was something that was just like a melanated sort of focus or whatnot, we will be powerful again in terms of all our industry structures and we already are quietly. When you go to Africa, obviously you see this young cat Ice Speed that goes is doing the whole tour of Africa. So the rest of the world are now, their eyes are now opening, like the propaganda videos and propaganda stuff that carrying up the jungle and all them kind of thing,
And
that
Tanzania.
yeah, and Tarzan and stuff like that, that all of that now, because we've entered the age of Aquarius, the age of truth.
Hmm. Yeah,
Anything that was hidden is now coming to light. So
coming to life.
everything is now coming. So
Yeah,
so it's almost like I share what will be,
yeah,
and it's time.
yeah. I want to ask you a question.
Hmm.
If you was given the responsibility for 1 week to control or to administer on the planet, what is the first thing you would do?
Hmm. Hmm. You know what? It has to be love first. Has to be love first.
And second,
Like, um, I think love, it's in fact, but the love, to have a understanding of this, to love your neighbor, you have to love yourself. It says, right? Yeah. So it's the essence of making sure that there is love in every individual, because if you love yourself, you're able to love everybody else. So that Bible passage that says, God says, love
your
thy
neighbor
neighbor
as yourself.
as you love yourself. The thing is, the operative word is as, which means you got to love yourself first. So I say
But what do you
love,
mean
like,
by love? Because
um,
in a on a planet where there is
mhm,
polarity,
yeah,
up down, good bad,
yeah,
love hate, how would
yeah,
you balance off? You have given an
mm,
authority to govern over the
mm,
planet.
yeah,
When the storm
hmm,
comes out and it
hmm,
take away thousands of houses,
yeah,
kill hundreds of people,
yeah,
would you call that love? When the whale is
yeah,
hungry and the whale eat people,
mm,
or when
mm-hmm,
the lion is
mm,
hungry, the lion kill,
mm-hmm,
prey
mm-hmm,
to feed
mm-hmm,
itself? Is that love? Or
mm-hmm,
to feed the children, or to feed its cubs? Is that
mm-hmm,
love? What you term
mm-hmm,
to be love, because love
mm-hmm,
is the word that can
mm-hmm,
be used
mm-hmm.
on both sides. What do you mean by that?
I mean, I think, with the way you're, I guess, using the word is to make it, I guess, to make it a little bit difficult to the way you sort of put it out there, I guess. But it's as simple as just loving thyself, like loving oneself, because I think you got to go in steps, in increments, because you can't sort of, now we talk about one side, type of love in terms of the way we love ourselves, love our individual selves, the way we love others, and then you got to understand that it's love that makes that lion kill to feed. Do you know what I mean? It's a cycle. It's a balance of yin and yang. Do you know what I mean?
So what would you do
Uh, what
as
would I do?
administer? You say you would
Mm,
want to put love into people, but you have
mm,
to bear in mind
mm-hmm,
we are in a polarized
mm-hmm.
planet. That's
Yeah,
why we need the two
yeah,
approaches. So what I'm
bro. Like,
asking you that
to be
is,
honest, to be
yes,
honest, I can only, even if I'm given that power, I can only put that love into my work. I can only put that love into my work. I believe the whole soul term of charity begins at home is that same argument again. Like, love thyself as you know what I mean, love your neighbor as you love yourself. You have to love yourself first. I believe when it comes to that, you just have to go internally. Is to love yourself. And when you love yourself, the way you love yourself shows in the way you treat other people.
but you
And
was
then
not
the attempt
instruct,
is,
but you're not instructed
hmm
to go to yourself. You're instructed to administer
hmm
over everything: the cows, the
yeah.
fishes, the plants, everything there. What would you
You
do?
see, um, I think to ask a question like this and for me to answer it would almost, um it's almost like that, what's that term? I can't remember the exact term, that godlike, the godlike sort of thing of, you know, it's not a question that I've ever been asked. And I think the only answer that I can give is literally just love.
Oh, cool. Okay, that's fair
Like,
enough.
because it's one of those things where everything is the way it's meant to be. That's
Okay.
just what it is.
What is
Everything
it?
that is happening is meant to be. But then it's a case of the ones that are conscious enough to consciously love, to consciously put out love. And when I say love, like, can you remember, like, the Greeks? I know before the Greeks, the Africans had probably their own versions of love,
I was coming to
the
that.
ones, but the ones that we know, that I know, because you could educate me here, please. The ones that I know, obviously, the whole eros, and the
Yes,
love
yes,
between
yes,
husband and
yes,
wife, the love
yes.
between parents, the
It's
love between,
sojon,
you know what I mean?
filio,
Yeah, yeah,
filio,
yeah,
sojon,
right.
agape, um,
Agape,
agape. It's different types of love. So
of
that's why I'm
course.
looking at
Yeah,
you, because you
yeah,
cannot, because we never created the word
mm.
love.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
Greeks created that
They
love when a
they
boy,
they
man
didn't
love boy.
well,
No, they
the
give no,
man love, the man
and the
and
boy.
they created that whole thing, but I can't sort of credit them to say that they created love. They
No, 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 no.
created
No, the
they
word.
they created their
For
words for it, because obviously
it,
remember
yes,
what they've done is
yes,
they were taught by the Kemets, the
yes,
ancient, you know what I
yes,
mean, the ancient, what they would now call Egyptians, but the ancient Kemets, they were taught
yes,
by them, but they just erased them. They erased them out. So
yes.
whatever that word is, what is there any sort of African words or Kemetian words for love that you know about?
I think that word encompassing, you find it in Ma'at.
Okay.
Because BC, because Ma'at
Hmm.
encompasses perfection,
Yes.
balance,
Mm.
reciprocity. It encompasses do not waste. We never had a word which called love
Mm.
that would encompasses four aspects of love: loving your
Hmm.
child, whether to child, love
Hmm.
boy,
Mm.
love friend,
Mm.
agape, sojourn, filio. We never had those concepts, but we use
Hmm.
ma'at as
Hmm.
as a God, as
A
you have
guide.
to become a becoming. Okay,
Yes, of course. Yes.
not an expression that would define
Mm.
a particular thing or way of
Mm.
being.
Hmm.
And that's why I'm asking you
Hmm.
that question about if you
Mm.
were assigned to
Hmm.
oversee the planet by the
Mm.
gods,
Hmm.
what would you do? That's why I'm asking you the
Mm.
question.
So, so obviously that's a different thing in terms of aligning the, the whole planet and whatnot, and alignment of stars and whatnot. The way they are beautiful enough for me to take in and to be in wonderment, and there's nothing I would necessarily change. And
But
even
what would be
even
your purpose?
just, huh?
Because what
Hmm.
what would be your purpose?
What would be my
Yeah,
purpose?
what would you leave there? What will your legacy be?
Hmm.
Because you have to come and create
Hmm.
or improve or
Hmm.
make that thing the way, because you are balanced. That's why you are
Hmm.
signed with that responsibility.
Hmm.
So what would you be?
Hmm.
What would Tim Ford legacy be
Oh,
when he
my
steps up
legacy?
to the post? In terms
My
of the question I ask you.
In terms of the question of like, I believe you said something about if I was given authority,
Yes,
autonomy to
yes,
do whatever I
yes.
wanted in terms of to make this world better or whatnot, and I again just stated love,
Okay,
you
cool.
know,
Fair enough.
and I think when you have a inner understanding of love, when you've been loved and you have loved, and like, let me give you examples. Like, being a light being, having a human experience
Hmm.
is this: when you walk down the street and you see human kindness that doesn't need it, it wasn't even needed to be done, but it was done out of just the kindness of someone's heart. A little thing happens and someone rushes to go and help someone. This happened, like that kind of love, that kind of, like, there is an energy of a lack of love at the moment. And I wonder if since we're talking about AI and spirituality, I wonder if it's because of the fact that AI is now taking over certain things, not just AI but just technology. Like, for instance, when they go to someone goes to a remote, and I say this, remote African country, they won't show you the cities and all the, or the built up wherever, like, in terms of, in the eyes of the West. But they go to this remote village, and then you get the Westerners looking, going, oh, they got no clothes, they live in a hut, but they're happy. Somebody listen, they don't have a mortgage, they don't have, like, what I mean, their car note they need to pay for, they don't have that, they're happy. Yeah, so it's a case of what is the what is the foundation of your happiness, like, loving thyself, just because if you love yourself, the way you show up in the world is just about love. Like, sometimes I call myself a new age hippie, yeah, and like bald rasta. Like, that's just how I'm
How you
looking at
feel?
things, but how I feel. But it doesn't mean that just because I meditate, burn some incense or whatnot, that, I ain't gonna defend myself. Like, like,
I was coming to you because I was
Yeah,
coming to that. You
but
see?
because this is also the love of self. This is
Yes.
still the love of
That's
self,
why I
like
use the
for
analogy
protecting
of the
yourself.
lion killing to feed
Yeah,
its cub.
but the lion is killing like a deer or a. That's why there's so many deers out there and a few aspects of lions, like cubs of whatever they call them. I don't know what the term for lions are. The gathering
Cub,
of
lion,
lions.
lionesses. Yes.
No, the cub, but when they're in a group,
Or
what's
the
it
pride.
called?
The
A
pride.
pride, the pride, yeah? Like if the pride is only small, but there's bare antelopes, I'm gonna feed if I'm a lion.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm gonna feed. Like
Hmm.
you see, this is that whole thing of the way the world has been engineered on a natural scale, like that this feeds this and this feeds that and blah blah. That's just what it is. It's just life. It's just engineering, perfect engineering by the highest consciousness.
Do you think that we are creating God, a new God on earth,
What do you mean?
in
By
terms
what?
of where we head into?
With AI?
Yes.
We're not creating another God on earth. We are creators. We are the
I,
creators. I think the word God is creation itself. You know, we're not creating another God on
okay.
earth. It's impossible. To say you want to create another God. And I think it's almost like, how dare you, sir? How dare you say that, sir? Creating another God on earth? That's how I feel about that.
Yes. I mean, because I believe,
Mhm.
there's a lack of empathy.
Yes, that's what I mean
I,
about love.
I believe that
Mm,
love has become an expression.
mm.
I believe when somebody fall on the road, people react
Ah,
instinctively.
to do
But
what? To
there's
help?
very people that act instinctively.
Mm,
If you are the neighbors, they will look
mm,
at you cross-eyed.
mm.
So all I'm telling you that is that's a human reaction. A lot
What
of us
to,
have become reactionaries. Okay?
or you mean like react and help someone that
And
was in
help,
need at the
yes.
time?
And
Not all
help,
the
yes.
time. Let me
I
tell you what happened to me the other day. So I started in a new gym or whatnot. Yeah, I'm not gonna bet up the gym. Anyway, I started in a new gym, and I doing my training, blah blah. Finished doing like whatever exercise, kickboxing, whatever upstairs. Was coming downstairs to come and do legs. It was a leg day, and I think it was a Monday as well. Yeah. Why did I drink a piece of water? Go 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 go, and it went down the wrong bit. Went down the wrong hole, and I was choking. I was like hands on knees, bent over. Did one person bat an eyelid? How could they be choking? And it was a couple of young, like, you know what I mean, young bucks in there. And like I looked around, there was no melanated people, and I was just like, look at these mofos. Like, how could there be no dying of here? I looked around, no one.
oh yes.
Everyone just.
Yeah, there is nothing to see.
But when you drop on the floor, God forbid, and into the start filming and everything.
Oh yes. Because
Yeah.
people have become almost soulless
See, it's not even necessarily just soulless. They have become slaves to the machine,
and
and the
desensitized.
machine, and the desensitized, and the machine being the AI, the machine being the smartphones, being the social media and whatnot. This is what it's now used for. But
I,
then this is just for the people that are soulless. If they don't see the benefits of having a human interaction, if they don't see the benefits, get the phone and film it, very insecure, everyone's going down Turkey to go and get turkey, Turkish lips, lips, turkey teeth. Yeah, yeah, got the mouse all done, like, you know what I mean? Uh, this is what happens. This is what AI does. AI and all this, the social media will just basically, it's breeding a whole load of soulless people. That part I can agree, because I was choking. Nobody, yo, bruv, are you good? No one,
not one
not
young
a
buck come and
soul.
ask you a question. That's what
What?
That's why I'm telling you. And imagine within that environment where it's
Mm.
kind of a brotherly thing to train, a brotherly thing to be.
Yeah,
And that what it's
yeah,
supposed
yeah,
to be. But
yeah.
not one person, but
Mm.
nothing to see, nothing to hear. And that's why I'm talking. But if something happened to you, everyone camera would be out to video
Yes,
you, to be
yes,
the first to put it
yes,
on social media.
yeah.
Are we
Because
merging or crossing over into AI robots? That's the question.
then the question to the answer to that question is absolutely yes. Because if you were just putting it out there with no sort of examples, I'll be like, I'm not sure, it depends, and I'll go around in circles with it with the scenario and the answers. But excuse me, when you're saying it like that, when man nearly choked and no one came to my aid, and everyone was like, yo, let's see who's gonna make the best money, the most money with this, yeah? I'm gonna post this to whatever, you know, actor chokes and da 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 da, and no one did jack doo doo. Y'all could have called like an emergency thing, press the emergency thing. You could have called the if there's a first aider on set. I don't know if there's a first aider on set in these gyms, like anything like that. But nothing like that happened. And I had to go and get like I was like, where's the cleaner guy to do this, to clean this the floor after water splattered. Obviously the cleaner was just like, okay, yeah, man, don't worry, boss, I'm gonna do it for you. Like, he went. I could have got my own, I normally I'd take my own
Tissue.
what's it called? Tissue types. Not even tissue, it's like a clinical thing.
Yes, yes, yes.
Like grade, like almost like a medical grade type
Yes,
cleaning
yes,
thing, clean up clean up
yes,
the bag and
yes,
unboxing and
yes,
all
yes.
that. So I'm just like, it just seems like with that situation, you just have to look after yourself. But you see, what it is when there is a new person in a particular gym, and this I find this in most gyms. If you're a new person in the gym, everyone will just be like, "Who's that guy there? Like, I see what he's lifting. What's he lifting? Is that what he's lifting? Yeah, he's lifting something small." So there is this thing where everyone is doing like a analysis of where you are on the scale of the gym, and it's just like when you see the young bucks on the road with different levels of trainers, the type of trainers they wear gives them the rank of who they are on the streets. You're wearing the Air Force or whatever, you must be a top ranking. You're wearing like Jordans, it's the next level. So with the gym, they're looking at you like, yo, man, just lift that 24 like it was easy, yo, he must be somebody still. Like
Yeah,
there's and then if you haven't been seen lifting anything, or they haven't seen that there's you have you're very disciplined in the way you train. There is no concern. There is no you're nobody
you are
for like a
nobody.
couple of weeks now in this gym. Now it's gonna be a couple of weeks, probably like in the gym the next couple of weeks, and they'll be like they see the way I train or see the people I train with. If I was to probably choking, and it might be a different scenario because it just be like, oh, who's this guy? Never seen him in this gym before, Man's trying to choke on our floor. What's wrong with you?
How dare you?
How dare you even try to come here and come and choke? Go
So,
back to your old gym and go choke, innit? All right, bruv.
I know.
It's like deep, man. It's like, come on,
I
help me
know.
out.
Yeah, man.
And I did.
Serious.
I wanted to make eye. I turned around. I wanted to make eye contact. It's like,
Nobody
yeah,
watching you.
what? You not,
What,
you're not
what,
gonna
what,
help me, yeah?
what, bro? What, bro?
What? There was like I'm about to start beef, but what? No one's trying to help, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I know.
it's
Yeah,
deep. It's
yeah.
deep. It's deep. It's deep. It's
Hmm.
deep. Like this
Yeah,
is what's
so
happening.
that's where we have become. But everybody can wait for the next opportunity, and that's why
Mm,
when you look at the state of affairs today,
mm,
it's early times, but yet
mm,
people have become exactly what they're watching. People have
mm,
become exactly what they're thinking. And
mm,
when you look at the young children,
mm,
are are brought into that or are initiated into that thing at a young
mm,
age,
mm.
then
You
if
haven't. You've only got the parents to blame.
yes, but again,
Mm, mm.
who will the parents blame? You know?
See, the thing is, it's about one of those things where, like, when there isn't. First of all, you got to be shown that there is an issue first. You almost got to take it to to like them almost like a COVID conspiracy thing. Like, you know what? AI, yeah, is trying to like, it's trying to control certain things, yeah. So you gotta watch what you tell your kids. Whatever you say to your kids, yeah, is what's gonna happen, Like you have to almost have to put it in such a way that they see. But if there is no sort of outcome, if there is no sort of outer thinking or a consciousness that's been lifted, that's been elevated to overstand what discipline does, to overstand what because the only discipline that we've been made to understand at the moment is just wealth. It's just like,
Yes,
oh, if I make this money, if I do this work, I'm gonna make this money. But like a lot of people, because of the social medias and certain things like that, they want to make the quick money because they think everybody else on the social media, like, rah, like they got there quick. Like, oh, I want to make that money, not realizing that a lot of people on the social medias have either been gifted certain things or bought certain things or then done some dirtiness to get certain things or whatever. So everyone else is like, yo, what's the best way to make money out here? So I don't want to take it from humanity like that and say like we're, they're not some, they are just some geniuses out there,
they
yeah,
are. Yes, they are.
who are making things happen, and they're
Yes,
young, under
yes,
20.
yes.
You know what I mean?
That's
What
true.
about the young man that basically was the first one, young black boy that went to Oxford or something like that, and he's from T-Town, he's from Tottenham.
Yes,
You
I
know what
know.
I
Yes,
mean?
yes,
Like, there are people doing things like that, but it's also understanding, especially overstanding the importance of knowing that these melanated people are our gold to have in the bank. How do we monetize those people, those things, the knowledge that they have to create a connection, a bridge between this world here with the diaspora of black folks all around the world. How do we get those things to help us without someone else coming in and taking that idea and using it for their for their sort of journey or for their revolution or wherever it is? Yeah, we have to be able to recognize these people and recognize the importance of whatever they make to be used to the betterment of our African and Caribbean countries and our diaspora. Um, that's just how I feel about that.
Tim, I would ask you for
Yes,
one favor.
sure.
Can you freestyle and to share with our community? And can you add creative thoughts media in it? Is that possible? Think about it. So I was saying a while ago,
Creative Force Media, yeah.
freestyle, a short
Okay,
freestyle,
okay. Let me
community,
attempt. I'll attempt this. Okay, Creative Force Media.
freestyle,
Creative Force Media.
thoughts media.
You see, I want to create the force that mediates everything that I want to meditate to my nation. It is important that when you are in the revolution that you need to seek thyself for thy own evolution. There's a spiritual gift in every single one of us. So we need to do is like a Wi-Fi receiver connects to the highest modem, which is the highest consciousness. And I am conscious that this creative media has forced the element of over inner understanding into the minds of the people that are lost. Let's not make a fuss. This is a fuss that we have to make a fuss about, because if we do not entirely go within ourselves, there will be no revolution for us to succeed or pass to the evolving children that we have. You see, when I close my eyes and turn it towards my pineal gland, I am able to download and freestyle and connect to the masses the need to realize.
Thank you.
Yeah, some
I
of
see
that
the
didn't
gift,
rhyme
I
still.
see the talent. We're gonna put you
Some
on
of
the
them
spot.
didn't rhyme still, but like, yeah, you
No,
put
it's
me on the
not.
spot still.
Put you on the spot,
Why
you
you
know,
do that?
because a gifted man, a soldier, always have to prepare for the battle.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what it is? You see, it's definitely it is definitely about preparation. I have been getting into these places where, when I say places, just in my mind in terms of meditation, and connecting to the higher source, where I will be in a place of meditation, and certain words that I need will come to me, and I just bring out my phone and start recording straight away, because it's a download. Because when I watch this back, is only when I'm going to be like, oh, I said that. Right, man, that was kind of smart. I didn't even mean to, Like it's when when some people speak and go like, rah, like when I spoke, I know it wasn't just for me. It was from the highest version of myself. I mean, the Godhead of myself.
And
God
not
gave me those capabilities.
and
Huh?
not AI.
You're not, and not AI. And not AI. Don't get me wrong, AI has information, yeah, that is important and imperative. But then when you start getting AI to think, AI is only going to think on a level of what the information that's already being put into it. And I think there's enough data import that AI, to a certain extent, it can't necessarily be conscious. But AI, there is an element of consciousness within AI, at least Chat GPT, for it to just give you information based on data that it's collected from
Upload,
yourself.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So at the end of the day, we're not AI, but
We could use AI.
we could use AI, man. We could use AI, utilize AI.
You might thought,
Just 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 know like when iRobot, Will Smith's grandmother got the little robot in the yard, like, you gotta draw your line in it,
yep,
cause
yep,
it's difficult.
yeah,
It's like when you start getting into that sort of thing is when you're gonna be like, But then think about it. I already got her,
yeah,
but she's not in walking form. Do you
yeah,
understand what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Like, if imagine if I don't have candles in the yard or something. Do I have candles in the yard? Yeah. Imagine if I didn't have candles in the yard, yeah. And AI is like, oh, man, I'm going to shut off everything. You got no lights, but
Yeah,
you got matches, you got
yeah,
candle,
yeah,
yeah, you got
yeah,
incense, you got
mhm,
your kumbaya, whatever that is, in the meditation realm, and
yeah,
of like, what I mean, let me go deep within myself and connect with my source. Yeah. When
mhm.
that happens, yeah, that's gonna be the most beautifulest, yes, I said it, beautifulest thing that's ever happened, because it's a case of we need to kind of go back to source. We need to go back to that level, like, or at least we need to be able to escape electronics, be grounded, shungai type, have your shungai on your wherever it is, or just be grounded, or just like just unplug from the matrix, as it were. And the matrix is just systems, different systems, the AI system, social media systems. Just unplug and connect back with nature. Like, go go and take off your shoes and go and put your feet on some grass somewhere, and what's it called? Ground yourself, because you're an electric charge. Your heart, when it beats, it's an electric pulse. Go and ground yourself, like, disconnect from electronics from time to time, and remember to look at things from the eyes of a child. Like, look at things like they are new to you. And when you are able to experience things from a very fresh perspective, yeah, you will find a different second a second breath of living, if that makes sense. Your second wind of
Mhm.
life, you will find that. Just connect back to nature, man. Take some time off. If you can afford it, go to a holiday. If you can't, go and find green grass somewhere. Hug a tree, man. Hug a tree. Go hug a tree. You know. But yeah, this is where we are.
Tim
This is where
Ford,
we are. Yes, sir.
thank you,
Adeyemi Akinwumi Oluwarotimi, aka Tim Ford,
aka Tim Ford.
aka Tim
Thank you.
Ford. No worries at all. Thank you. I totally appreciate you, man. Thank you for bringing me onto your platform again. Just be able to just talk a whole load of nonsense sometimes, but they're not nonsense. But if you can't find the sense in them, then you're not ready.
I enjoy talking to you.
Yeah, today was different. Today was different. Today
Yeah,
was different. It was more relaxed for me.
yeah.
And I just got my diagnosis of ADHD like on Saturday. I'm over the moon because it's things that I already know. It
Yeah.
just means like I can multitask. It just means I can create so many different things all at the same time. When they say ADHD, like they say, oh yeah, man, that child has got ADHD, and a lot of our parents are like, nah, man, don't name my child that, blah blah. It's because the people that are naming the ADHD or putting that label on it are labeling it like it's a bad thing. Yo, when you don't have ADHD, it literally means that you're able to, like, in terms of following instructions, in terms of sort of going into military, in terms of like, you know what I mean, take this COVID injection because this COVID injection is good for you, or you know what I mean, go over there to over that place and go shoot them people. You don't even have no problem with them. These kind of things. Like, it just means you're able to think outside of the box, that you're not just a
One track
zombie, a
zombie.
one track, a zombie, an android or whatnot, that you can think outside. You're like, yo, nah, that don't seem right. What, you want me to follow you because all your brethren are doing that? Nah, I'm good, thinking outside of the box. So realistically, everybody should have ADHD. Yeah, you should have that. Otherwise, you're a drone. You're just a follower. You're just gonna be just like, you know what? This is what I've been told to do. I'm gonna follow my bridges. I'm gonna follow this. I'm gonna follow that. But listen, if they're doing something good and it motivates your life and it elevates your happiness, your spirituality, then do it. But you gotta think the level, the balance, yin and yang. What's the bad thing? Do I want to be on that darkness? Or do I want to be in a light? Do I want to, like, you know what I mean? Do I want to be looking behind my back and like going, what, rah, what's gonna happen? Or do I just want to show love? You know what I mean? Show love to the earth, to the world. If you don't show me love, like, you got to understand that when you put a mirror in front of the word love, it's evil backwards. So you know what I mean? Evil, EVOL. And O back in the day with two dots and it was an I, medieval times. So it's like you just have to know thyself, and you will know God. That's what I say there.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I can go on a tangent. You see it.
It's okay. Yeah.
A pleasure, sir. A pleasure, a pleasure, a pleasure.
Yep.
A pleasure. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for bringing me onto your platform again. At 1 hour and 27 minutes.
Yes.
We done good still.
Yeah.
7:42. Wow. Time
Okay.
flies.
Time flies.
Mm.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.
But you just gonna cut it like that? Just bye, thank you. Let's just keep